let's start getting ready into our seats so we can start this meeting. It's 5 minutes past the hour. All right, we're going to call this meeting to order. Time is now 7:06 p.m., October the 26th, all right, 2021. All right, we're going to start with the Pledge Allegiance and the Lord's Prayer.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done,
on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. Amen.
Roll call of trustees.
Trustee Dyson.
Present.
Trustee Maxey.
Present.
Trustee Bruton. Trustee Robinson. Present. Trustee Jackson.
Present.
Trustee Collier.
Present.
Mayor Bryant.
Present.
Administrator Washington. Present. Roll call.
All right, is a quorum established? Yes. Item number 1, approval of previous minutes, October 4th, 2021, October 5th, 2021. Give the board some time to review those minutes. I'll give the board, because last time we kind of drug, we give the board 5 minutes max to review the minutes.
Ryan,
Trustee Robinson.
I'd like to defer the approval of the minutes from October 4th, 2021 until our next board meeting.
Moved by Trustee Robinson, second by Trustee Jackson to defer the minutes of October 4th council meeting to the next regularly scheduled council meeting. Any questions in regards to that?
No.
Let it be known by roll call.
Trustee Dyson.
Yes.
Trustee Maxey.
Yes.
Trustee Robinson.
Yes.
Trustee Jackson.
Yes.
Trustee Collier.
Yes. All right, so moved. There's still item of October the 5th. The minutes of October the 5th. What's the board's pleasure?
Mayor Bryant,
Trustee Robinson.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the minutes from October 5th, 2021.
Second. Moved by Trustee Robinson, second by Trustee Dyson to approve the minutes of October 5th, 2021. Any questions? Seeing here none, let it be known by roll call.
Trustee Dyson.
Yes.
Trustee Maxey.
Yes.
Trustee Robinson.
Yes.
Trustee Jackson.
Yes.
Trustee Collier.
Yes.
Roll call.
So moved. Item number 2, communications and announcements. Take the time first. We're going to turn to the clerk, let her get ready.
Good evening, citizens.
Good evening.
I wanted to read a thank you card to the village from Mrs. Leela Ward. How thoughtful to the mayor and the trustees for helping me celebrate my 90th birthday. The plaque is beautiful. Mrs. Leela Ward. New Zion Ministries, Reverend Jimmy Allen Thomas, founding pastor, presents COVID-19 vaccination and health clinic for local students and seniors 12 years to 65 and older. It's going to be Saturday, October 30th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at New Zion Ministries, 12147 South Cicero Avenue in Alsip, Illinois. There will be free gift cards for those tested and vaccinated. We will be providing booster shots, rapid COVID-19 tests, vitamin 3D testing and education, blood pressure, and glucose screening. For information, contact the church office, 708-272-4424. Just a reminder, the Cook County Emergency Rental Assistance will be wrapping up this week. Applications will be accepted until this Friday, October 29th. You can visit cookcounty.il.gov/rent-help. You can also call the helpline at 833-221-9821. That is again to get assistance on paying your rent and utilities. New Life Alive Church and the Open Invitation Community Foundation presents a Veterans Day Senior Luncheon, Saturday, November 13th, 2021, from 12 to 3 p.m. at the Robbins Park District Community Center, 13800 South Trumbull Avenue, that's in Robbins. Good food and resources. Announcements.
Thank you, Clerk. Moving down to item, matter of fact, I'm sorry, is there anything before the board with communications announcements and any to be repeated, any questions? Okay. All right, moving down to item number 3 on the agenda, administrative reports. There is a mayor's report tonight. Unfortunately, I don't have no copies to present, so I'll read it though. The first and the third Saturday of each month, 1 o'clock to 3, we have financial empowerment seminars down at the Robbins Park District off Clare Boulevard. Please make sure you come out. We got rebuilding the foundation. The Cdbg grant, the bid was awarded. The bid was closed last Tuesday. The bid was awarded to the lowest bidder. All the documents have been sent over to the board for just a review of the process, but it's really, we got to approve the lowest bidder. All right, so we have that in our emails. Take a look at that, and I will be asking for not possibly, a special meeting just to get that approved so we can get that CDBG rolling for this fall. All right, so we could probably get a special meeting probably early next week, Monday. That'd be great. Give us the rest of this week to look at it and possibly call a special meeting just to approve this if possible. If the board knows off the top of their head, would they be available next Monday at 11? 11 a.m.?
Is it gonna be Zoom?
I wasn't going to provide that platform. I just need to get this approved, the CDBG approved, so we can get the work started. You know, that's really all I need. If I can get a quorum.
So how are you meeting, and how are you meeting?
I was going to meet in person.
11 a.m. on Monday?
Just to approve it. The purpose is just to approve our lowest bidder, and then all the documents are sent. You know, I just need to get it done, you know, so we can get the work started before Thanksgiving.
I'll be in class, but you can call me.
Or Saturday. How about Saturday?
Saturday's good.
If we can have a meeting Saturday, this week, Saturday morning,
That's right.
let's get a special meeting just to get this voted on and approved, and we can have them meeting next week so they can get the streets resurfaced.
So this Saturday, Mayor Bryant?
Yes.
Okay.
But all the lowest bid process and everything has been sent to you all. If y'all want to take a view of that, and then this Saturday at 11 we established. This Saturday at 11 we can meet up here. It won't last no more than 30 minutes. Unless citizens have comments, it's open to the public. All right. So for the record, we got a special meeting this Saturday at 11 o'clock a.m. for the approval of the CDBG lowest bidder. All right, and that'll be open to the public as a regular scheduled meeting. All right. Robbins United Breakfast was hosted this past Saturday. For the first time in recent history, the leaders of all entities got together to get on one accord. Okay, that too was a special meeting that you all came out to. Okay, we had a nice time. Finally getting on the same, or starting to get on the same page to move for the sport. The days of isolation from an entity are over. All right, we're in a situation that we must move united on all fronts and start, once again, our comprehensive planning. It's time for us to rehash and amend and adopt and look at our 2007 comprehensive plan. All right, so out of that meeting, we got an update from all the entities. We also, each representative, there'll be one representative for each entity that will sit on the comprehensive planning committee, which we'll get started at a later date that I'll disclose to you all soon. All right, public safety. We do have set negotiations slated for our police and fire. All right, we do have set negotiations for our police and fire, and that is set to come soon as well. And then under the mayor's report, since this isn't formally on the agenda, I still want to set the platform and for my village administrator. Do you have anything to say or give to the people?
Just what I've stated previously, that we're working hard internally to fix some things that we know have been out of whack, so to speak, for a long time. So be patient with us as we, make changes and get things in order so we can finally move forward. Unfortunately, we got to stop a lot of bleeding before we can start to see the actual progress. So bear with us.
Okay, and I'm glad you mentioned bleeding. We just had a meeting, a finance meeting before that, in which we discussed a forensic audit. All right, so for some of the citizens that missed that, that was a discussion, and we need to proceed with that. But that will conclude the mayor's report for tonight. Letter B, clerk's report.
Just a report that I have that was requested by the trustees for an accounting of the transfer stamp funds that we took in for this month so far is a total of $1,525, and that is for 19 stamps.
Okay, any questions as far as, my bad, any questions as far as the last two reports? The mayor's report or the clerk's report? All right, let us see treasurer's report. Mr. Kemp, can you, our finance chair is in here. Can you read the finance report, please?
Yes, and I'll read the score this time. The beginning balance for the general fund for the month of September was $199,133.54. We took in revenues of $384,543.91. We expended $372,296.73, leaving us with an ending balance in the general fund of $211,380.72. For the water and sewer fund, we had a beginning balance of $448,566.34. We took in revenues of $148,248.05. We expended $82,310.78, leaving us with an ending balance of $114,501.61. Overall, our beginning balance for all accounts was $473,729.79. Our overall revenues were $1,013,944.85. We expended $648,945.16, leaving us with a total balance among all accounts of $838,729.46.
And now I want to clarify that for the people as well, because that $1 million, that includes water as well.
Right.
Right. So we didn't get $1 million, right? That's water accounts, and people came in, paid their water bills. Water pays for water. Water is going back to Chicago, who we owe about $14 million to.
That's correct.
All right. General fund, though, just so y'all get an idea, our village is currently operating probably month to month on $200 grand.
That's correct.
Okay. All right. So with that being stated, we do need a motion to accept the warrant list. I mean, not the warrant list, the treasurer's report.
Mayor, Board of Trustees,
Trustee Dyson.
I move that we accept the treasury report as given by Margaret Newell, our treasurer, and as read by Mr. Kemp, our finance treasurer director.
Mayor, board, I'll second the motion.
It's been moved by trustee Dyson, second by trustee Collier to accept the treasury report as stated by finance director Marlo Kemp and submitted by treasurer Margaret Newell. Any discussion? All those in roll call, I'm sorry.
Trustee Dyson?
Yes.
Trustee Maxey?
Yes.
Trustee Robinson?
Yes.
Trustee Jackson?
Yes.
Trustee Collier?
Yes.
Roll call.
All right, so moved. Item number 4, standing committee reports.
Mayor Bryant.
Trustee Robinson.
Good evening, Mayor, Board, citizens, administration. First, I wanted to start off by saying thank you to our legislative assistant, also Mr. Stroger and Mr. Kemp for going down to veto session for us in Springfield last week. It's a very important time in our state capital where legislators get together. So I think it's important that we actually have presence. On the public safety side, the flat cameras have been installed. We have one more, our last camera slated to be installed tomorrow, the 27th at 135th in Central Park. So after that last camera, which will be the 8th camera, is installed, the 60-day trial period will start. And so we will be progress monitoring at 15 days, 30 days, 45 days to see what kind of activity is going on, as well as checking with the municipalities that touch us that have the cameras as well. So Posen, Blue Island, seeing what kind of interactions and feedback that they're actually getting. I want to send a shout out to the police department. They have been working very hard. If you guys have noticed, you probably have seen them pulling over a lot more cars. So we appreciate that. As far as ordinance and licenses are concerned, that's another committee that I chair. We had a great first meeting with me as the chairwoman. All the trustees that were there, thank you guys for your feedback and input. Right now, we are working with our attorneys on the youth ordinance legislation as well as the curfew legislation. So our next meeting will be next Tuesday. I also received some information about a push tax that we could possibly implement here in the village, and that would be on gaming devices. That will also help us to generate additional money. Today, I attended a Women in Business luncheon sponsored by the Southland Black Chamber of Commerce. The keynote speaker was our Cook County Board President, Tony Parkwinkle. So it was nice to have that interaction. So I just want to say publicly thank you to the Southland Black Chamber of Commerce for that connection. Last week, Trustee Collier, myself, and also Trustee Jackson, we partnered with Pious Projects to distribute lunches throughout the community. They gave us 250 lunches. I was connected through someone else. Didn't really know how it was gonna happen, but I knew that one of the guys up here would come through. So I called them, and they came through and helped me to deliver those lunches to some of the seniors in the building. Coming up, I'm gonna be walking the creek with Trustee Jackson and also with Trustee Dyson. They said I need some specialized equipment, so they're gonna help me get that. But I'm looking forward to seeing the other side of the flooding concern that we have. And then lastly, I want to say congratulations to the Robbins Eagles football and cheerleading program. We have a lot of champions in our community and they're little people. So I just wanted to say congratulations to them and their efforts on winning the state cheerleading championship as well as some of the football championships. Yes, just some kids from Robbins.
Mayor,
Trustee Maxey.
is it possible to get an update or some kind of report of what happened in Springfield when everybody went down?
Absolutely. All right, and Mr. Buckley and Mr. Stroger physically went down to Springfield last Tuesday. You don't want to necessarily hear my voice. I could probably talk, but I'm going to turn this over to Mr. Buckley and Mr. Stroger for just a recap.
I know how you like to talk. But no, we did go down to Springfield last week, and we did get a chance to sit down and talk with Senator Emo Jones, and we did discuss the things and the needs that the village of Robbins needed. So we are looking back for feedback from his assistant in his office to make sure that we get those necessary funds back from what we requested. We know we probably won't get them all, but at least we went down there to show presence of what we need, and we're going to continue to go down there when necessary and also periodically to make sure that we have that presence.
And just to follow up, Senator Email Jones was contacted today by me, and then State Rep Rita was contacted today by me as well. So I make contact with both our state reps and senators at least once a week, right? Whether they respond or not, it's just the fact that I want to make sure that I'm doing my part to stay in contact with them. I haven't, so thanks to the Southland Black Chamber as well, they're setting all of us up. I actually had a dinner with Senator Jones not too long ago through our own Robbins, Dr. Cornell Darden. All right, so let me put that for the record. All right, much love. All right, but we are in communication with our state reps and senators. Yes, we are. All right.
Thank you.
Standing committee reports.
Mayor and Board.
Trustee Collins.
Yes. Chairperson, good evening, everyone. Chairperson for Water Department and Public Works. I have nothing much in details right now at this point, unfortunately, because our Public Works person did not show up this evening. I was kind of dependent on him. But we did have a lot of tree removals they had to do just quite recently. We had a lot of damage. But they were on top of that, taking care of that as best they could, and I appreciate that. As far as our water department, as you can see, money was flowing in for the water. We were collecting money right now. Everything was on hold. We were trying to go through a process, but we're trying to make sure we have our ordinances intact before we cover everything else from this point. But please, just continue to get your water bills, pay your water bills down in duly fashion. We appreciate that. That's all I have for community right now.
Mr. Wells, I know you're in the back. Do you have anything to add to Public Works?
Trustee's doing an excellent job. I came in a little late. Thank you, trustee.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Trustee Max.
Are we doing show?
No, sir. Everything right now is on hold until we really make sure we have the correct ordinances to cover the village and as well as our residents. But we're just please ask you to continue to pay on your water bills as best as possible for right now.
Mayor Bryant?
Trustee Robinson.
It was two things that I forgot to mention that I pulled from the luncheon today with Tony Perkwinkle. So she has $75 million as a reminder allocated for people that need rental assistance or home mortgage assistance. So you can go to www.cookcountyil.gov/recovery for that. And then also there's additional money for small business owners, and we have a lot here in the village. That website is www.cookcountysmallbiz.org. And then if you want to know about any other funding for utility bills, you guys can go to www.engagecookcounty.com. Thank you, Mayor.
Yes, and I think the clerk stated earlier that the deadline for that rental assistance is when, clerk?
Friday, the 29th.
Standing committee reports. All right,
Yeah,
Trustee Dyson.
I really don't have a report, but I would like to say that I was recently appointed the chair of the industrial committee, and I'm questioning some things from the clerk's office, and we want to schedule an industrial committee meeting next Tuesday at 5 o'clock. Basically for some updates or what have you. So this is next Tuesday at 5 o'clock. Let me see, what about the date? What date would that be? November 2nd? Okay, thank you. Tuesday, November 2nd, 5 o'clock. Industrial Committee. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Okay. Standing committee reports. All right, item 5, ordinance, resolutions, contracts, agreements, etc. Is there anything to come before the board that didn't make the agenda? We can't talk about it too much, but anything needs to be presented for next agenda? Okay, moving down to item number 6, new business, approval of the warrant list.
Mayor Bryant,
Trustee Robinson.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the warrant list.
Mayor Ford,
No, give me amount. First, you have to give me amount, man.
Oh, yeah, thank you, trustee. In the amount of $22,737.50.
Mayor Ford, I'll second.
Moved by trustee Robinson, second by trustee Collier, to approve the warrant list in the amount of $22,737.50. Any questions? Seeing and hearing none, let it be known by roll call.
Trustee Dyson?
Yes.
Trustee Maxey?
Yes.
Trustee Robinson?
Yes.
Trustee Jackson?
Yes.
Trustee Collier?
Yes.
Roll call.
All right, so moved. Letter B, the approval of Tashama Truck Transport LLC.
Do we have a,
You have the paperwork from the planning and zoning.
Okay. Okay, this is dated October 25th, 2021, from the Planning and Zoning Board. The Planning and Zone recommendation on October 14th, 2021, with 6 members present. The Village of Robbins Planning and Zoning Board voted to recommend the approval of a new business, Tashama Truck Transport LLC. Planning and Zoning Board's conditions and concerns of approval. The owner was advised that the trucks are not allowed to park in residential area. This was the only point made prior to the issuance of a business license.
Mayor Bryant,
Trustee Robinson.
where is this business located? And also, like, what kind of trucking business?
Great question. Go ahead.
She's actually just has a truck that she's driving. That's why they said that they have advised her that she cannot park the trucks in the residential area. So it's not per se, it's a business, she's a trucker.
so what is the 8%?
Wait, hold on. I want to jump in because I don't want the clerk to have to answer for this particular business. This is not her business.
Yeah.
So what I advise is that we defer this till she comes back, right, to the next meeting, so she can stand before the board for its approval or denial or whatnot. That's what I would strongly recommend.
Mayor Bryant,
Trustee Robinson.
I'd like to make a motion to defer item number B, approval of the Tashama Truck Transport LLC until the next board meeting when the business owner is present.
I second.
Moved by trustee Robinson, second by trustee Jackson, to defer Tashama Truck Transport, the approval of Tashama Truck Transport LLC to our next regular scheduled council meeting. Any questions? Let me know on my roll call.
Trustee Dyson?
Yes.
Trustee Maxey?
Yes.
Trustee Collier?
Yes.
Trustee Jackson?
Yes.
Trustee Robinson?
Yes.
All right, so approved. All right, let us see, the approval of street closure for Trunk or Treat, 3302 West 137th Street, on the corner of 137th Street and Spalding, and west to Turner Street from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. on Sunday, October 31st.
Mayor Ford,
Trustee Collier.
I make a motion to approve the street closure for the trick or treat for 3302 West 137th Street, corner of 137. From 2 to 5. For trick or treat.
On Sunday, October 31st.
On October 31st, 2021.
Second.
Moved by trustee, Collier, second by, trustee Robinson. To approve, Trump Street. All right, 3302 West 137th Street, corner from 137th Street to Spalding to West Turner Street from 2 to 5 p.m. on Sunday. Any questions? All right, let it be known by roll call.
Trustee Dyson.
Yes.
Trustee Maxey.
Yes.
Trustee Robinson.
Absolutely, yes.
Trustee Jackson. Trustee Collier.
Yes.
Roll call.
So approved. All right, and I do want to make a comment, just for the record. The reason why I'm standing here because I want it to be reflected in our minutes to change and start to adopt some of our policy when it comes to the street closures. I strongly believe that if a community member, this isn't a, let me start off by saying this isn't a Lero comment. Let me start by this. This is a citizen comment that I strongly stand on. I strongly believe that any citizen that is doing an endeavor on behalf of the community, not a private street closure. They're not doing this for a private venture. It's not a party. It's not a family reunion, right? This is something that is open for our kids in the community of Robbins. I strongly recommend to the board that we take a look at our policy as far as permits and issuing that out to make sure that if it's a community endeavor, that some of the fees be waived. And the board obviously got the full discretion on what that looks like. What does a community event look like? That's part of y'all's legislation. But I think that needs to be in consideration that if this is a community-centered event, you know, we should be behind this. You know, we should honestly be behind this and donate, right? So that's just a recommendation that I want to make on the record that it goes to the board for ordinance license to look at that.
Right.
Trustee Robinson.
So we will look at that. And then also, I know that they are still accepting candy donations, so you can take the candy right across the street to the chop shop and see the owner. If you guys, yeah. It's the chop shop, right? Yeah.
It's barbershop.
Right across the street here, kitty corner to the police department for candy donations. They are still accepting them.
Appreciate it.
All right. Any other thing that comes from the board?
No.
Anything else that comes from the board? All right. Now there is a closed session, so I need a motion to move down to item 8, comments from the citizens, to move item 8 above item 7 on the agenda.
Mayor Board?
Trustee Robinson.
Nope.
My bad. Trustee Collier. You know, so you Robinson said, you know, there.
I'd like to make a motion to move item number 8 above item number 7.
Second.
It's been moved by Trustee Collier, second by Trustee Robinson, to adjust the meeting from item 8, moving it up before item 7, so we can keep the meeting flowing. Any objections? All right, seeing here now, let me know my roll call.
Trustee Dyson.
Yes.
Trustee Maxey.
Yes.
Trustee Robinson.
Yes.
Trustee Jackson.
Yes.
Trustee Collier.
Yes.
Roll call.
All right, so adjusted. We're gonna now open up the floor for comments of the citizens or from the citizens, in which you get a 2:30 max to state your calls. All right, we're gonna work from my right hand over. Anybody on this side of the room? Ms. Evans.
I want to use all my 2.5 minutes.
Hold on, let me get it started. So, matter of fact, I'm gonna turn this over to anybody want to take minutes? Any trustees want to be over this?
You talking about timer?
Yes.
I got you.
Go ahead.
No,
So it won't be me cutting you off.
I've already talked to Administrator Ms. J up there about this situation, 3722 West Lincoln Lane. And my question to the board and the mayor is, what is designated business zone for a business in a residential area? And if it isn't an ordinance, if not, then I think that we got some people around here that's riding around looking at stuff, need to address it. And my next thing, Mayor, you mentioned something about tree cutting. Do you know when that will start?
Well, what's derailing us is the funding, you know?
Okay.
You was at our finance meeting?
Yeah.
So
You mean good Spanish here?
So, yeah, Ashley, our public works director, already submitted a tree cutting plan, but I can't execute it without the funding.
Okay. But I would like to thank Mr. Wells. I called him on, was that Sunday or Saturday?
It was on a Sunday.
Sunday I called him because somebody, they took a TV out of the box or whatever. Maybe they took it out while they were driving down the street, I guess, because they dumped this stuff on the street. But Mr. Wells, who came over and received it, because I got a call about all the stuff that was on the street, but he did come over and retrieve it, and I would like to thank him.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, hold on, doctor.
My name
Yes,
is,
ma'am.
good evening, my name is Phyllis Daly. And my question was about the tree cutting also, because there is a lot right next door to me that's village owned, and the limbs, well, we've been there for 34 years now, and my husband has been taking care of the lot, keeping the weeds down and everything, but the limbs on the tree have overgrown our fence, and we've had some of the limbs fall down and damage the fence. And then in the back, there are a lot of dead trees. And then we recently, a couple of months ago, had a big limb fall down and hit my garage and put a hole in it. And so I was just wondering when they would be able to trim those limbs off that tree, because we can't even park in our driveway. We have to park all the way back toward the garage or park on the street. Because in the summertime, those little twirly seeds come down, they're real sticky. And they get all over the yard, and they're all over our car. So that was my concern.
What's that address again?
My address is 13324 South Kildare, and the village, that lot is 13332 Kildare.
That's village owned?
Yes.
You sure?
Yes. We submitted a request back in July to Ms. Fields. And Mr. Wells is aware of it also.
Dr. Darden, then Ms. Kathy. Or Ms. Kathy, Dr. Darden gave you the floor.
Oh, thank you. Y'all mentioned y'all had 8 cameras installed. Where is they located?
Trustee Robinson, and she referring to the flock. She referring to the flock safety cameras. Do you want to speak on this, or you want me to speak on it?
You can speak on it real quick.
All right, the flock safety cameras was approved maybe last council meeting, regular scheduled council meeting. And what those cameras are is they register and read license plates for stolen vehicles. That's the main thing, stolen vehicles. And we're going through a test trial right now. It's a 60-day test trial with those cameras free of charge on the village. So we're just trying to see how that corresponds with our police department. It dings directly to our police department if it registers a license plate. You can find the cameras on 135th. As a matter of fact, they're black object devices with a solar panel attached to it. That's how it looks like. They're around the village on 135th. There's one on Kesey, Claire Boulevard.
Pulaski. So we really secured the, yes, so we kind of secured the perimeter of the village with the cameras. So there's 2 on each street. So whether the street is going northbound, if the street is going northbound and southbound, there's one on each side. If the street is going eastbound and westbound, there's one on each side, like 135th. There's one there, and I was saying earlier, we have one more that's slated to be installed tomorrow. So they do give us real-time updates through our email system about what's going on. Like Mayor Ryan stated, these cars are picked up from a hot list, or they've been involved in some type of previous crime.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yep, I'm good.
Yes, ma'am.
Comment for Dr. Darden.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, trustees. I just would like to thank all the wonderful people from Robbins who attended the Southland Black Chambers event today with President Tony Franklin. I love you all, and trust me, I was very thankful to have you all there. Definitely wanted to see you all more than I wanted to see anyone else in that room. So I thank you a ton for that. I do want to say that I have an issue with Sean Howard being a press person for the Village of Robbins. I think that Erica Darden would be a much better person. I think that the Southland Journal newspaper, being headquartered in Robbins and being founded in the Village of Robbins, should not be blackballed by a person like Sean Howard. I think it's despicable. And quite frankly, I'm outright disgusted by it. The Southland Journal has 25,000 email subscribers, and we are the only newspaper that cover the city council meetings throughout the whole Southland. And for a person like that to consider himself blackballing someone who started a newspaper from this town in the spirit of S.B. Fuller, who owned newspapers as well, is horrible. That person should never work for this village again.
Well, Dr. Darden, I would love to invite you out to the board, and then we can continue that discussion.
Yes, sir.
All right. Any other comments from this side of the room? All right, this side of the room, Larry.
Mayor Board, thank y'all for the approval for the trumpet treat this Sunday. I want to thank the clerk for standing my butt and doing what they're supposed to do to make me do what I'm supposed to do. They're doing an excellent job. Thank Ryan for keeping me updated on stuff that goes on in the community. And also Mr. Wells for taking care of me when it's needed. That's pretty much it.
Hey, what's up there? Hey, the tree gonna be over there. Alright.
Like the table that you asked for earlier.
No barricades, Will. Don't go over there, man.
No, they'll shake them all the way down the next time.
All right, any other comments from the citizens on this side of the room? Ms. Foster.
Good evening, Mayor. Good evening, Board. My issue is with the trees. I was told that the trees that are in front of my house, there's no leaves on them. Haven't been leaves on them in years. One fell on my car yesterday, and it only hit the back windshield wiper. That's it. So, to me, I thank God for that one, because the way my car is parked, it could have landed on top of my car. But there's a big issue. I was told that they were going to take the fire trucks. That's what Irene Brody told me.
Oh,
She told me she was going to take the fire truck and have them to come cut those trees if I voted for her. So when it was over with, when the election was over, I went to her. She said, well, I can't cut no trees because you didn't vote for me. I'm like, how would you know that? But that's what she told me. So the trees are still there all these many years. Right. The trees are dead. And I would also like to thank you for seeing about that gas leak too that we had in the neighborhood. That happened all the time. But when they told me the mayor was out there with that, I said, well, I don't have to come out there. What you all calling me for? The mayor is out there. He'll handle it.
Yeah, to a follow-up of that is, it's the wind that
coming from the trucking company.
It's not necessarily a leak per se. I mean, this was my response to the citizens over there too. I met with Crestwood's mayor, but as we probably all know, they're going through a transition with their mayor. So when they pick a new mayor, then I think we can get some rectification with not just some areas of that side of Crestwood, but I know my other side of Robbins is experiencing some issues with code enforcement down 135th and things of that nature. So I have been in contact with Crestwood.
Okay.
But they're finna get a new mayor, so let's see how that goes. Right?
Okay.
All right.
But you were on the case. Thank you. But back to these trees. I just maintain the grass out there. They're not my trees.
Now, I want to state this for the record too. This summer, we was humping and trimming trees and things of that nature, but we contracted that out, and that contract is done. So we're gonna have to come back before the board. Public Works don't even have that equipment, you know, and that was the whole purpose of us outsourcing in the beginning. Whether it was done in this fashion or whatnot, we had to look for somebody to get this done. You know, we don't have the manpower, we don't have the skilled workers or the equipment to get stuff like that done. So I talked to Mr. Wells about seeing if we can get another contract or something that magnitude to get these big stuff done. It's on Cadville, but I don't want to give her address in the public.
You don't? I can give it to her.
All right, well, go ahead. I was gonna get
13818 Cadville.
Okay.
Right down the street from you.
That's where you at.
Any other comments from the citizens? Ms. Rowley.
To the mayor and everyone, I'm very conscious about this village, and I've been seeking or looking for ways that we can raise funds. And I don't know who to go and talk to, because I have two great ideas that would bring in big money. So, and I was gonna talk to Mrs. Robinson over there, but it's kind of hard to get you home. But anyway, they are great ideas, so I don't know who to talk to. Or if they would even feel like this is something that could be done, because somebody just talked to me about a project that was very simple, that would raise $400,000. One. Number two could probably get that close, if not closer. So who do I talk to?
Please see administrator, you can see Mr. Stroder, you can see Mr. Buckley, either or to schedule a meeting, either the legislative side or my side. So I don't know who you talk to, village administrator. I'll schedule a meeting after the meeting, come up here. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I want to know if there is an organizational chart that we can get for who's in charge of what area in the village. I know we have one for the trustees, but we have no clue who to communicate with.
We have one to you by the end of the week.
Okay.
Can we have your name for the record, please?
Sandra Johnson.
Thank you.
Come down to the village hall on Friday at 3 o'clock. In the business day, we have one. We have a poster outside the village hall for everybody. Ms. Westbrook.
My question is, will the seniors get any help this year with the snow like they did last year?
That's the plan. I mean, I don't know how that will look like this year, but we want to always help our seniors.
Okay,
You know,
I'll need you.
Yes, ma'am. Let's be on the lookout for some type of program.
Okay.
All right. Any other comments from the citizens?
I would just like to say, I think y'all doing a great job.
Yes, yes, yes.
Thank you,
Yeah, Mayor, you're doing a good job.
All right. With that being stated, we'll move down to item number 8 on the agenda, which is a closed session. And with that being stated, we will have to dismiss the public at this time. What comes first, the motion or the dismissal? Motion. I'll entertain a motion to enter closed session. For said items on the agenda. Trustee Robinson.
Mayor Bryan, I'd like to make a motion to move to closed session for said items on the agenda.
May I second?
It's been moved by Trustee Robinson, second by Trustee Collier, to convene this regular scheduled council meeting to closed session. Any comments? All right. Signify by, let me know my roll call.
Trustee Dyson?
Yes.
Trustee Maxey? Trustee Collier?
Yes.
Trustee Jackson?
Yes.
Trustee Robbins?
Yes.
So move. Before we enter closed session, we're gonna allow the citizens